Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, on board a ship, one of you keep acknowledging me so I'll know that the system is working. Okay. So, what time do I have the class? Hello.
Yes, sir.
What time do I have this class?
Sir, till 250.
150 to 250, sir.
It is 1:50. Okay. Okay, I want one of you to acknowledge me that at least the system is working. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, there can be many emergencies on board, just like this. What could be the reason for this collision? Now, looking at the picture, what can you
Sir,
say?
Sir, not
carelessness.
following call regs.
No, but who? Now that you know a little
Navigation,
bit of
sir.
ROR, who would you blame for this? It is clear visibility, and this could have involved a lot of loss of life. No. So what could be the reason for this kind of a collision? What kind of a ships do we have involved?
The bulk carrier and oil tanker.
Oil tanker, nahi, it's a gas carrier. It's a very famous collision that has taken place. So what could be the reason for this? Carelessness, yes. What else?
Negligence.
Negligence, yes. Like what could be the reason for this collision? What would have happened if the ship hit the accommodation? Would have had a lot of lives lost, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right now, we assume there is no loss of life, but if this ship had hit about 10 meters stern of the general cargo ship, we would have had a much worse situation, right? So, what could be the reason for this? Carelessness, negligence, what else? And don't worry, these kind of accidents have happened earlier also, where ships have hit head on. What else could be the reason for this?
So decision not taken in ample time.
Okay, decision not taken in ample time. Okay, what else? Could it be lack of knowledge?
Sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
knowledge of what?
ROR.
Could it be a machinery failure, an engine failure, or a steering failure? Yes, could it be a steering failure?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, we have alternatives and backup for the steering. We can go manual also, sir. So there's very rare chances of going manual and the emergency and the steering gear all at once.
And if I tell you that by the time you react to a steering failure, such a thing happens,
So then it all comes to the lack of knowledge and making the decision in ample
it is not
time.
lack of knowledge, it could be a steering failure as well. No, machinery can fail at any time.
Yes, sir, but we have backup also
Okay, what
in the
about the
manual.
main engine? What about the engine failure? The ship was crossing, everything was fine, and suddenly the engine stopped. and the other ship could not turn.
Sir, yes, it could be.
There could be a lot of reasons for this. We are not here to analyze that.
Yes, sir.
All put together, there are some safe working practices. The first thing is discipline within. It could be that this gas carrier that hit the ship, nobody is keeping watch on it. Get it? Whose duty was it? If it is clear weather, whose duty was it to keep out of the way? If you assume both are power driven vessels,
So gas tanker should pass from the aft of the of this vessel.
correct. But if I say that the situation is, it is restricted in ability to maneuver, or it's constrained by a draft, then you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There could be a lot of possibilities on this one, and here is where knowledge and use of safe working practices, that means taking action in ample time. See, machinery will fail anytime. We can't blame the machinery. It is the human behind the machinery who should be smart, isn't it? It could be a steering gear failure, just like somebody said, when two vessels are in close quarter situations, should they be on automatic steering or hand steering?
Sir, hand.
Correct. It makes sense to put on hand steering. The more you
Yes, sir.
rely on automation in close quarter situations, you are better alerted, isn't it?
Yes,
If the
sir.
rudder gets stuck for some reason, you are in a position to take action rather than leave it in automatic mode and then try to resolve a problem. It's too expensive to have such an accident. Man overboard. This is something that happens quite frequently. So, are you aware what action will you take if a man falls into the water? Chalo, tell me quickly.
Sir, first of all, the alarm. Immediately, 3 short
What
non
alarm?
prolonged.
Be very basic, man.
Sound signals. Sir.
You are on deck. You are on deck. You see one crew member falling into the water. Let us start from there. Let us see what action you can take. Keep it very basic and common sense,
Sir will throw life buoy.
Okay.
Sir, I'll inform the senior most officer.
Sorry?
Sir, I'll inform the senior most officer.
Arey
Very
Baba,
first
you don't go searching for any senior most officer. You're on deck. Be very practical. What do you do?
Sir will throw life buoy to the man.
Correct. You will throw life buoy. There are a couple of things you will do automatically. Won't you raise an alarm?
Yes, sir. Alarm.
Raise an alarm means you keep shouting. If you're on deck, you're not on the bridge. Okay. By the time you lose sight of the man. So first thing is raise an alarm and throw a life buoy, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then all these blasts and informing officers and all that will happen automatically.
Correct, sir. Correct. Yes,
I
sir.
didn't say you are on the bridge. I said there are some engineers also with us, isn't it, in this batch?
Yes, sir.
You could be standing on the deck and you see a man going into the water, right? The answer that you would, alter course towards the fellow and all that is the person on the bridge. But you as a person on deck, what is your first reaction? It could happen within the first 5 days. The first time you start sailing, you could see a man falling into the water. Your action should be very basic in nature and use your common sense, correct? Because in any sea state, it is very difficult to spot a man in the water. So either throw him a flotation device, a life buoy, correct? And don't lose sight of him. And by the time the bridge will activate the alarm and put the rudder the right way, throw the man overboard marker, put the thing on the GPS. That is if you are on the bridge. If you're just on deck, first thing is raise an alarm, right? And have as many people outside to keep a check on this person floating in the water. And then you need to also have your lifeboats ready, You need to pick him up, isn't it? You need to have your rescue boat ready. You have to give him a leave. All that we'll do it from the bridge. But please understand that if you are just standing on deck and you see something like that, right, do not worry about informing any senior or junior or anything. Just raise an alarm. And what would you do if you fell into the water? My next question is, if you fall into the water, what is your reaction? It is not always the case that, it's not always the case that you always see somebody else. What if you fall into the water? What is your reaction? Come on. Let us say you are at midship and you are working and you fell into the water. It is calm sea. What would you do? Hello. Namaskar. बढ़िया. मैं जरा क्लास में हूँ, बाद में कॉल कर दूँगी 1 घंटे के बाद. क्या है डीएलपी? हमसे मत, हमको कॉल मत करिए. डीएलपी के लिए कैप्टन रविशंकर से कॉल. Yes, my question is, come on, somebody give me an answer. If you fall into the water, what do you do? You'll take a life buoy with you? Chalo, somebody answer.
Sir, try to maintain the sight.
Okay, one of the GME, come on. You tell me what will you do if you fall into the water? It's not that only other people fall. We always think that other people fall into the water. Suppose you fall into the water, what are you going to do? Hello?
So shout loud to get the attention of others.
You are in the water. You know how big ships are?
Yes.
Uh-huh. What is your first reaction? Okay, you will shout. But before that and after that, okay, you shouted, help. Then what?
So try maximum to
Sir,
avoid
try to
harming them.
stay away from the ship.
I asked who's answering? GME? GME cadet?
Yes, sir.
You're a GME, right?
Yes, sir.
Come on, you tell me. Okay, you
So,
shouted for help.
yes, and try not to get drowned.
Get?
Drowned.
Yeah, I hope all of you know swimming. That much, a little bit of swimming at least, to stay afloat. Can you swim?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. Okay, then what are you going to do? Those who don't know swimming, God help you, huh? Huh? That is a sure case of you're a goner. So I think in whatever time we have, better learn swimming. Okay?
Yes,
Learn to
sir.
float. And I don't want you to go for the Olympics or anything like that, but at least learn to float. Okay? Okay, you know how to swim, no? What's your name?
Sir, Sobin Prince.
Huh?
Sobin Prince.
Sobin.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sobin, you know how to swim. You're in the water. You fell into the water. Now your head is up. Now you're shouting help. Then what? Next what? Ship is sailing, not to forget, huh? Ship is moving.
Yes, sir, but the next action actually I'm not aware.
Think for a minute now. What is the danger? What is the first danger you have to overcome?
Ship.
Yes, somebody is saying ship, yes.
I'll try, sir. I'll try to stay away from the ship. Because-
Swim away from the ship as much as possible.
Yes,
Okay.
because rudder
Yes, sir.
tries to pull us.
Yeah. Robin, your propeller is running, no?
Yes, sir. Propeller is running. It's sailing.
And how does the propeller work? It sucks the water and
Sucks
then
the
pushes it
water.
aft.
Yes, sir.
Correct? So the
Correct.
first thing is don't try to grab the ship side. You will not get any hold at all. Swim away from the ship. You can keep shouting for help. That's the best you can do, no? Do you guys know how to whistle
No, sir.
with a finger?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Not
sir.
whistling at girls, man. I'm talking about whistling for your life now. Huh?
Sir, it comes out once in try. If we try 3, 4
We
times.
can try, sir.
That is not the time to try to whistle. Don't you know how to whistle loudly with your fingers?
Not exactly.
Learn, all of you learn. It's a good thing to learn. It is not to whistle at girls. I'm talking about even on the ship. If you want to attract attention, it's a good idea to learn to whistle with single finger. Not two fingers. You'll know that.
No, sir.
Not like a roadside Romeo. You could try to whistle, but so when most important, swim away from the ship. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suction will pull you into the propeller, and before you know, you'll be made khima. The propeller is turning, no? Engine is running, isn't it? Then we'll talk about the sharks and the rest of the dangers. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So if you can shout for help, great. Nobody can hear you. But if you can whistle, I suggest all of you learn to whistle even in good times. The ships are big. If you want to call somebody, learn to whistle, attract attention. Okay? A simple thing like that. That's if you fall into the water. Okay? So in your STCW books, everyone writes about checklist of what to do in case of man overboard. But my question was, what happens if you get into the water? And try to stay still. Once the ship passes, try to whistle and attract attention. That's the best you can do. Correct? And don't waste your energy trying to swim towards the ship. Ship is doing even 5 knots. You cannot swim at that speed behind the ship. So just lie still, conserve energy, and try to whistle. So that's why I'm telling you, all of you, learn to float. And if you can learn to whistle with one finger at least, it'll be good. Okay. Now, have you heard of grounding?
Yes, sir.
Why does this happen? Can you see the anchor is down of the ship?
Yes, sir.
That means if you are anchored in a port, again, all this happens because of lack of decision made at the right time. You cannot beat nature. So if you're anchored in a port and if there is a cyclone or a typhoon coming in it, you cannot beat it. You cannot beat nature, right? So things that need to be done well in advance. Now you can't say that there are people on the shore very close to, but the distance that you're going to transit between the ship and the shore is going to kill you because it is not soft mud, there are rocks around, isn't it? Right? So these are things that we are going to avoid in ship. Now, oil pollution. Now, before the pollution takes place, I hope everyone knows the flammability diagram of petroleum products.
Yes, sir.
You need heat, you need oxygen, and you need
Oxygen.
fuel.
And fuel.
Correct? Now you can see the ship over here. It has exploded, right? Forget the pollution. First you survive the explosion. Why did the explosion take place? And why are we all worried about oil pollution? How does oil pollution concern you? You're staying in Lonavala, whatever, in Bombay or wherever, interior. How does this oil pollution affect you?
So from
Sir,
the seafood.
Sir, it affects the nature and then to our plate.
Yes, it is the food chain, no? It all goes down to the food chain. You understand? Insects are eaten by lizards. Lizards are eaten by bigger animals and bigger animals and bigger. And ultimately, we eat non-veg and we eat fish also, the big fish, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And all
sir.
this oil comes into our system, and not only that, it destroys the nature. Have you all been to a beach in India? Hmm? You must have gone to Goa, no? Some of you all must have gone for a holiday to Goa, Alibag, or some of the beaches, right?
Yes, sir.
You must have had a beer, right? Because without a beer, you can't get into the water. Water is so bloody dirty, isn't it? Now, you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You see all that black shit in the water. That's because in India nobody bothers. But you go to the beaches in Cayman Island in the Caribbean, you can see the bottom of the sea. So all this we are destroying ourselves. So this is another reason again why does oil go into the water? Because of lazy people on board. They don't want to do work. So the easy way out is pump it out. Pump out the oil which is there on the ship, right? Whether it is from the engine room bilges or from the pump room bilges or from the deck. Just let it go into the water. That is not a done thing. And the first thing first, you worry about this explosion. If people don't have an understanding of the fire triangle, this is what could happen. Okay. Now, foundering is sinking. Everyone knows, studied ship stability.
Yes, sir.
So,
Right. What is the reason for this Cougar Ace? The name of the ship is Cougar Ace. What happened to this?
Capsized.
sir, uneven distribution of cargo.
Array, uneven distribution. I'm not mad. If I have a master on the ship, I'll kick people if they bloody list it even 1 degree. This is about 70 degrees, no? Lying on the side. What could have happened? Well, I've been taught stability to some extent. You heard of free surface effect?
Free surface effect.
So, yes.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Now, this is rampant on, this is not the first ship that has gone capsized like this. It's not capsized like this. It's because these ships, what do they carry? Cars, right?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
If
Cars.
you're going to load cars, you see the ramp behind. You're going to load from there,
Yes.
and the cars are going to roll right till the forward.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Now there are watertight bulkheads in between, right?
Correct, sir.
Yes, and if you let water, if there must have been water let loose on the in the car decks,
Aggression of water. Yes, sir.
yes, you must have learned the subdivisions, no, of tanks, which reduces the free surface. That is a virtual loss of G. People know, we learned all that in school, we pass exams, but at the end of it, we let water run into the ships like this, and we do not shut watertight bulkheads. And this is the end result that happens, right? The best part is all the crew, the sea was calm, all the crew is, I mean, they abandoned the ship and all survived. But the US Coast Guard, they came on board the ship to upright it, and 2 people died in the bargain. That is the sad part. And this is not the first time it's happening. We see these photographs, but still people do not take cognizance of their understanding of free surface effect. Understood? A classic examples, if you have time, you Google a ship called Herald of Free Enterprise. There was a Ro-Ro ship plying between Zeeburg and Dover, and they lost about 192 passengers just because it was a Ro-Ro. They wanted to take out the gases from the vehicle bay. They opened the bow doors, and water entered, and the ship capsized. Classic example. Okay, so if you get time, just read that also. So this is not shifting of cargo. This is basically free surface effect on this particular ship. Okay. Now this I don't need to tell you, no. Very basic. No sparks, no static electricity, no smoking on board. Now, this is one of the biggest dangers that we have on tankers. Fire is one of the biggest dangers on the ships as well. Where are you going to jump? Where are you going to go if the sea is on fire? You understand? The oil does not catch fire, the vapors catch fire. And if you have a leak or there's oil in the water, if it catches fire, I've shown you an explosion, right? Have I showed you an explosion?
Yes, sir. Truck was carrying oil, flammable
No,
liquid.
not a truck. Have I shown you? Anyway, probably in the next class, I'll show you a ship, a small ship, not a ship, a barge, 8,000 tons pumping out gasoline, and suddenly it exploded. The force of the explosion and the amount of oil in the water is so these are things that you need to worry about, and I'll show you if suppose you are on the maybe in the next class, I'll just remind me, I'll show you that. Okay. So this is one of the biggest dangers, and it's not question of fighting the fire. Think about the pollutions, think about the lives that are lost. You understand? There are people standing on deck. Can you see the whole deck has collapsed, right? And the next thing that's going to happen, the ship is going to break into two, isn't it? A fully
So,
loaded ship, if I discharge from the middle, it is just like a plastic ruler. It will bend and break, isn't it? Okay, so the various emergencies that you have capsizing, sinking, accidents too. Now, most important thing is why do we insist on PPE? Even in the institute, we try to instill everyone to wear the helmet, boiler suit, uh,
To
the
avoid
helmet.
the accident in the first place.
Correct, because you should understand one thing: we do not carry doctors on board. The closest you have is a paramedic like me. I have done some training of 2 weeks in a hospital, right? I can stitch people up, but in middle of Pacific, you break your head because you do not wear a helmet. Who's in pain? You understand? Who's
yes,
in
sir.
pain? And I have had
Yes.
people who have broken their hand into two because of carelessness, and I'm miles away, couple of days away from port. You understanding what I'm saying? So you have to
Yes,
land on
sir.
my shore. So who's in pain? I'll give you painkillers. I'll give you an injection in your bum, right? Make sure that there is no pain. But who's in trouble? You, correct?
Yes, sir.
I've
Victim.
even said bones. But this is one of the biggest problems that we have. Then you have attacks and arrests. Then you have grounding, the hull failure. Hull failure is your ship side opening up. Then flooding, just like what we saw on the car carrier. Then of course collision, which is total negligence. Then piracy attacks. Now please understand one thing: you might be 6 feet and having going to the gym with biceps and triceps and all those steps, but do not attempt to fight with pirates. Okay, you will have a DSD class in which you will be told do not do any fighting with any pirates. You're not Amitabh Bachchan or one of those heroes from the films. Okay, just put your hands up and let them take whatever they want. In the
Yes.
first place, don't let the pirates come on board. That is a classic. First thing is don't allow them to come on board. If they come on board, there is something called a citadel. Everyone goes to the citadel. But if you get caught by a pirate, it is better to put your hand up in the air and let him take all your money. You can make it again, no? Hmm?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we had a classic case of one of the a JME boy. He was 6 foot and huge fellow. In Nigeria, he took it upon himself to fight with the pirates. The pirates, they bloody had guns with them and knives. They broke his nose, broke his hand. Okay, and he was sent home from Nigeria, and that's a god-forsaken place. God help you if you anything happens over there. So these are things that you need to watch out for. And of course, the worst case is fire. Okay. Chalo, any questions that you want to ask? So
Not yet, sir.
not yet. I'll have classes with you again. So just remind me. I'll show you that explosion that took place.
Yes,
And that
sir.
is not carelessness. That is carelessness on the part of a whole lot of people. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was late today, but anyway, what is the next class that you have?
Same, sir. PSSR.
Who? Who's taking the
Meena
next?
ma'am.
Meena madam. Okay. Okay, any questions? So you have a book with you, the STCW book, that whole book you have, no?
Yes, sir, we have, sir.
How?
In classroom, they have said today morning, sir.
You have soft copy, right?
Yes, sir, soft copy.
Yeah, just read it sometime and then do your online e-learning, because at the end of the course, you'll be expected to do the test. Okay? So keep reading that book.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then all of you have a good day. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.